It's because of the lack of rules and tools. Maybe today I can straighten that out for you today. But let's think about something. When Bank of America filed bankruptcy in 4,000 locations in the last 13 years, we got basically to look at that. The next thing we got to look at is basically about Wells Fargo and Chase and U.S. Bank. So they actually shut down locations, all right, bankrupt the location as a subsidiary and get a tax credit, even Sam's Club, even cities. But we the people, what happened to us? We have a constitutional right. Oh, they don't want to tell you the rules and tools. But today I want you to write down number one, all right, never bring the pain home again. First of all, it's easier said than done. Yes, I know. Stop bringing the pain home. I'm going to show you what that means as well. So the reality is we got some choices today. All right, if you become a certified CFO for the corporation, okay, the corporation gets credit. See, what's happened is most people jack up their credit, they get stuck, they take the money and credit from their family and they roll the dice and they think that's the way to start a business. Well, that's the way the world does it, but I do it differently. When you're a CFO for the corporation, I like to get free money. See, corporate credit's free money. How does it mean? You got to maintain a little payment, but getting you a 50,000, 10,000, 100,000, and $1 million is easier than trying to go to the bank. And if you're a qualified CFO and that corporation's credit's built, it doesn't show up on personal credit reports at all. So the bottom line is we could reprogram our brains in the way we think and believe millionaire status. So I got to introduce you to the 14th Amendment. I don't understand. I think people forget one thing. They forget the bottom line is the 14th Amendment. We the people have the constitutional right. We're entitled to this, but no one wants to teach you how to play. All right, and everybody wants to complain about rich and famous people. I don't want to complain. I just want to teach the world how to join them. It's like my legacy will be the Ray Reynolds University to my family as we do this. Now, the biggest problem reaching your goal, I'm sorry, it's you. You're the biggest problem because you have to understand how to play the game. And how do I know? Well, let's see, I wrote the Winning the Game of Business 44 years ago, and I brought in billions of dollars through corporate structure. I got basically 3 basic programs for you. All right, it's simple. If you need to rebuild your credit, you go to a class that I teach every Saturday. I give you the book that went nationwide. I teach you how to do the work yourself. And on top of that, I still give you a $500 cash card for you. Simple. All right, I like that. Now, if you allow me to do the work through even my employees here and paralegals, we're going to go back to the creditor and the credit bureau. We're going to reverse the process of some bad credit. But the bottom line is I have to do what's called a rapid refresh score. Rapid refresh blocks bad credit and pushes scores up, which creates green lights at the end of the day. If you have a corporation, all right, already, and the question is always, why do I need you, Ray? It's simple. A, you don't have cash credit. If they sue the corp, they sue you, and there's things you have to fix anyway, and plus you don't have the divisions for the line of defense. The other thing is if you let me do it for you, and you're not a client in the beginning, I'm going to analyze you. When I analyze you, I'm going to say, this is what you need to do. See, you can stop bringing the pain home with the right knowledge and the rules and tools if you want to play. The ultimate goal is simple. There's only 1,000 steps. That's it. 1,000 steps. If you stay to the course, I guarantee I get you to $1 million. Simple. But then you invite your friends and family because it's free. Don't try to explain what I'm going to do for you, because every time you do that, they're always going to give their opinion and they slow you down. Let me explain it for them. Now, one of the things I do in my program is I want to give you exactly 100% up to times 5, sometimes times 10, your money back through personal business credit. That's what I want to do. Now, I've also been known as the Rich and Famous Incorporator for people for years, and that's fun. I created a program for people getting a second chance coming out of prison. Freeway Ricky Ross got $4 million. Thomas was in prison for 26 years, within 5 months on his feet doing millions of dollars a year. Between the coaching and the credit, that's all we had to do. So the bottom line is most people have that kitchen table meeting. In other words, they sit at the table with their loved one, maybe partner of life or spouse, and they ask the question to each other, and they look at each other and think about, what are we going to do? We want to start a business. So what are we going to do? Well, the first thing is they jack up their house and jack up their credit cards and screw everything up. And 99% it never works. That's the sad thing about it. Because when I get a hold of them, I have to rebuild them. And sometimes that kind of sucks too. The ultimate goal. So never bring the pain home is the goal. So when we look at today's date, we want to project about 90 working days. Sometimes it takes me 90 days to get your head around this again and again. Now, I can show you mansions, I can show you Lamborghinis, buildings, and yachts, even some helicopters, things I've obtained. Now, when the third quarter begins in the year, it's very simple. That becomes what's called countdown. Okay, why? Because I said so. You have literally 139 days left of the year. In that, you have to get to the 750, corporation and divisions. Now, if we don't build a lot of credit, what you really need at the bottom line, if we have to, is the corporation filed, now, and the divisions. See, the age of a corporation and division only counts if you want checkbook money. And you always want to focus on that in the middle of the year. Next thing we have to think about is this, very simple. I wish my computer would keep going crazy by itself, but it is. That's okay. It's called faith and persistence. So if we do this correctly today, the goal would be, let's get you some cash credit cards. Now. Let's rebuild you up to $1 million. And the next thing we want to do is to talk about next year. We have to plan 2023. $5 million of checkbook money. That should be your goal. Now, getting there between 3 to 6 months, not a problem. All right, ultimate goal, getting the millions, you're going to have to work your tail off a little bit too. So time to me, why don't you wake up every day a little earlier, like an hour every day from now on. I'm up at 2:25 every day since I was 2.5 years old. Time, I can't waste it. July 4, 2009, literally 13 years ago, we took out one of the yachts in the backyard. Next day, I'm in a coma. All right, I get to hear someone tricked my wife to sign a POA and stole my life. I get to hear the nurse ask my wife if I'm a donor. They're going to rip out my heart and not give it back to me. But Jesus gave me a choice, stay in peace or go back. I said go back that day. So I want to get you past go. I'll show you the Lamborghinis, the Duffys, the mansions, and I accomplished every goal I ever set my mind to. But I've been knocked down 1,000 times. I've been shot twice, knifed 6 times, in a coma, and when I got to die and come back. It's like I ask God every day, why am I here? I must be the example in the rules as He gave me to give you. See, I broke the record for the highest kick on the planet in 1981 to prove white men do jump. Because there's a lot of stupid people that say that they don't. It makes no sense to me. Race boats in the backyard, helicopters, U-Dogs, yachts, Ferraris. So if I can do this, having no real mommy and daddy, being used and abused as a kid, eating out of a trash can, I think you can do it too. Ray's rules are very simple. First, we always have to focus. Stop bringing the pain home, become a certified CFO, and brainwash ourselves into millionaire. Believe it, see it, go get it. See, the problem is sometimes people don't believe it. Now, if you have to take your credit, I need you to analyze it. You look at it yourself. If you want to rebuild it yourself, you can. You can write down Section 611 today, and you can Google that. All right. See, the reality is credit repair is a fraud. All right, a fraud. Now, I didn't say it. The Federal Trade Commission says it every day. It's simple. So why credit repair doesn't work? Because they're not allowed to collect money up front, but they do. And then you think there's going to be a magic wand. Gee, you think they're going to solve all your problems after you pay a couple years of $150 a month. Sorry, you got ripped off and spent $4,000, still have bad credit. But credit rebuilding works as long as you're part of the program. So let's give you the first 25 steps today. Number one, you get your credit reports for free. Check it out, analyze them. All right, next thing, you got to look at your Social Security card. See, what you have to understand is this. You started all of this when you got your Social Security card, you got a Social Security number. That's an SSN. By the way, that's created your 1040 tax return. So if you read the card front and back in your personal wallet now, it's going to say usually, do not laminate, don't use for ID purposes, and it says property of Social Administration, not you. By the way, that's the IRS. So then you get your 1040 tax return. And then when you finally get that first job, what are you going to do? That's step number 2. Sorry, never bring the pain home. You plan on paying all those bills. But the problem is, you only got half your check. See, everybody was surprised. They got half their check because the IRS gets their cut before you get the leftover. That's why the average person can't seem to get there. They don't know how to play. So the bottom line is called tax, and probate when we die. But we all have to remember and go back. Why do we go back 153 years? Because that's the 14th Amendment of the Constitution that allowed us, we the people, are entitled to the right. Okay, simple. All right, since 1869, July 9th. See, you've got to realize you should have learned this out of high school. I didn't even go to high school. I was in college at that time. SS4 equals tax ID. Now, I'll give you a guarantee, but the guarantee is only as good as you follow through on your part. All right, this morning I popped 6 cards for people, and 4 of them are ready, and there's like, I need it now. It's like, stop. All right, your card is this limit because you're jacked up 89%. If you would have listened to me, I could have doubled that to triple that card limit for you. But again, everybody knows it drives me nuts sometimes. So you got to be part of the program. You got to follow through on your end. We're going to work together, and I'm going to do most of the work for you. But again, part of the program. Violation means if you apply for credit during the program. You jack up a card. Don't do that. All right, because I want to really rebuild you. Now, this page changes right in front of you. You can go to your creditor or the credit bureau, and you can basically beat them up. You can negotiate a debt or small claims. If you have an IRS problem, you go to irs.gov. You can get a form called 656 433A and B. See, I believe there's a solution for everything. Simple. I don't want your past chasing your future. Step 3. Next, we have to focus on rapid rescore and rapid refresh. I created both of those 34 years ago. Rapid refresh is something that works to block bad stuff and pushes scores up and away. All right, so the bottom line is if you allow me to do a rapid rescore, I can guarantee you a 750. Okay, every time. Now, here's the client. All right, what is her problem? She got a 651 for 4 years. Why is it not going up? Simple. You're only using half your cards. Why are you doing that? My attorney and my banker told me that. Well, that's Dumb and Dumber, by the way. You have no green lights in the bottom. So I do the rapid rescore. I get them 132 points. See the green lights? Now I get corporate credit. Isn't that the way? Isn't that what we're trying to do? So it's like this couple that filed a bankruptcy. They were told by their bankruptcy attorney, a real dummy, they can't ever get credit for 10 years. I got them credit right away. Someone basically laid on the car payment. A loving collection account. See, it's a mess. Nobody wants to help the person that's a mess. All right, or needs some little this and that. Here's $3,000. Let's rebuild you. So the 750 is not hard to do as long as you're part of the program. All right, you got to do your part. We assign you to a specialist. They're supposed to hold your hand every step of the way. 800-510-3338. So the bottom line is simple. If we look at the rebuilding process, that has to be done if you're going to get corporate credit anyway. So you do the work yourself or we do it for you. And if we do it, we're going to do a rapid rescore. So here's the do-it-yourself program. It's very simple. All right, I have a class every Saturday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then I give you the book that went worldwide, How to Rebuild Your Credit. And then you and I go over it together. Because I don't want you stuck. I don't want you to screw up my program. It's $4.99. But then what happens is I give you a card for $500. You get to reimburse yourself. Now, the one with the rapid rescores, we do all the work for you. But again, you still got to follow the rules and tools. This basically is very simple. We rebuild the credit, we do a rapid rescore, and then from there, we put you in classes on Saturday. You're guaranteed a $750. And what happens is very simple. It's $999. But then we give you a $1,000 card back to you. $1,000. See, I want you to reimburse yourself. That's what I'm trying to do. So the goal is to never bring that pain home again. And if you don't have a picture of our Zelle, take a picture of Zelle. Ray Reynolds, recipient, ray@racecredit.com. That's simple. All right, I like Zelle ever since Mike Kennedy created it. Bank transfer, deposit, or wire. So understand, if your specialist is not reaching out to you every couple weeks, you better get on that phone and you reach out to them, because I want to put them in check. I want you to follow through. If you give referrals, we pay you 10%. So that's why I would say get them into the webinar with me, the credit hour. You can make $1,000 today. So bottom line is the credit hour is very simple. All right, people get to call in and ask questions too. Yes, how can I help you? Ray Reynolds. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong ear. I did this one. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, well, I'm glad you got the card. Okay, now remember, you got the card. Yes, you know what I'm going to say. That's right. I don't want more than 25, 29% on that card. All right, because you got to realize there's a balancing here. It's like the gentleman, he was 89% this morning. I still got him a card because he wouldn't quit calling and bugging the hell out of us. All right, we don't want to do it. It's not ready. I say, stop. It's not ready. Some people, you just don't want them as a client. They're a real pain in the ass head. It's okay. He's online watching right now. He's going to tell him the truth. He got a card. That's fine. Now you're going to listen, right? Please, please, pretty please. I got to beg my client to pay attention. Okay, so you got the card. Now I want you to daisy chain it to divisions. But now I'm going to cut you off. I want you to go to the setup and level 1 class on Wednesday or Saturday. All right, and then get yourself into level 2. All right, thank you. I'm glad you got the card. You're welcome. All right. So, bottom line is goodies. I like goodies. 6 days a week. The only person on the planet is live 6 days a week trying to help people and have my knowledge is me. So 888, write it down, 567-8688. Call it, opt out for 5 years or a lifetime. Get yourself off the national mailing list. It'll help slow down the robocalls too, step 4. So I got to get you to plan the problem. I mean, I love trying to plan the problem myself. It's like terrible sometimes. But again, all I have since I was born is my faith and persistence. So the bottom line is we're going to talk about safety credit and planning the problem. See, what I'm going to teach you today, if you would have did it right out of school, you would have never brought the pain home in the first place. So we have to kind of fix a lot of stuff. So planning the problem is simple. You're going to realize something. Someone's going to knock you down, get in your way, and kick your assets too. It's going to happen. Usually happens to be a friend or family member, by the way. When we talk about safety credit, we put a sticky in the back of our cards. We make sure we put the limit. What's 25%? We maintain that for always. No zero balance crap, because that just says you're not using your credit anyway, and not past 29%. Because that is one thing. It helps you create your credit life, your line of defense. So if we look at common sense and look at dashboards, doesn't matter if it's Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, or Credit Karma, they're going to tell you 0 to 29%. 30 is yellow, 50 is red. It's simple. So the bottom line is you with the sticky give you and help you with your discipline as we do this step number 5. Now, most people when they lose their job, have an emergency, they all do the same silly thing. They run out of time, they run out of money, and then they go jack up their credit cards. I don't understand why they do that, but they do. Because they don't know what else to do. They need money. They got to feed. They got to do whatever needs to be done to feed the kids. But let's pretend today you needed $5,000 now. All right? You ask your friends, your family, and the bank. By the way, they're all going to say no. Because if you're an entrepreneur, you help other people. When you need help, it seems like nobody wants to help you. Believe me. Saturday, I felt that very strongly. So what happens is very simple. $5,000 card in my hand, if I max it out, the payment's $50 a month. But the average person wastes $50 every other day. You can use some common sense. If we use that $140 a week as they say we waste, that's $600 a month. If I max out one of these cards today, the payment is $612.26. That means even during a pandemic, I literally could get two pizza restaurants with a drive-through. As a business, that's two different divisions. Step number 6. So again, all right, it's going to be up to you. Reaching that goal. Not easy, especially when the world wants to just kick your assets everywhere you go. Believe in yourself. Me, I believe in God, and then I believe in me. Because He gave me all the talent. This is all because of Him. He gets all the credit too. So when I broke the record for the highest kick on the planet, I just wanted to prove white men do jump and stupid people say we don't. It's very simple. So understand something today. It's kind of like when Nixon took the gold standard out. All right, what happened that very same day? We're going to go into that too. But if you write down Ray's rules, and you allow me to build you up to $100,000 of personal credit, all right, and you use 29%, that gives you safety credit for $71,000. Case blank hits the fan, lost a job or pandemic. But we don't use that credit ever, but the 29%. When people use their personal credit and their money that's been taxed to start a business, it never works. Never. Ray's rules. Never bring the pain home. Step 7. Learn to become that certified CFO. See, we all got a sad story to tell. Every one of us. My first coma, I was crippled. Voice said, get up, I got up. Last coma, got to die. Got to come back too. You might even Google the address to find out I'm telling you the truth. From there, God's delays aren't God's denials. So if you fall off, get back on. See, the feel sorry for yourself is 3 minutes or less. Corporation's a legal person. I was lucky while I was being used and abused as a kid. I listened to the poker game at the Hope House. And what did I find out? Corporation's a legal person, may sue or be sued. I went to the library next to the Torrance Police Department. I wanted to know what it meant. I studied for 2 years. By the time I was 9.5, I sent away a money order. And I basically started Helping Hand Industries. Went worldwide. Got named in the movie Dave. Got $119,000 in the credit in the mail. Simple. See, here's our problem. Every one of us, we're told, and we follow like sheep, and then we become ducks to get an SSN, which most people don't pay attention to that, equals a 1040 tax return. Then they're told to get a corporation, but then no one teaches them how to play that too. An SS4. But because I created the rules and tools in '85, divisions get a tax ID too. This allows us to create a line of defense. We the people have the right, but again, reprogram you to millionaire. See, cats have 9 lives. Under divisions, you have as many lives as you need to. And that's the ultimate goal, to not bring the pain home. Here's your second chance. All right, you're going to have to work your tail off with me to get you there. But once you're there, it never goes back. You don't ever have to screw it up again. See, the only way to get not to bring the pain home is divisions. Corporations have multiple lives under the corporate structure, corporate umbrella. Getting stuck personally or a corporation, what do you do next? See, right now, the world, they always juggle. This means you don't have to juggle again. So as we basically look at and go back to your Social Security number, because that's what you use to get your job, to get your income in your 1040 tax return. By the way, it's an SS5 form. And then you look at SS4. They both come from the IRS. One's tax, the other one's taxable when it's profitable. Could you imagine that if you receive the money the right way, all right, you could absorb it, and basically, and even for an S Corp, you can absorb it and not pay tax. But again, it's going to be up to you. Your house payment can offset your taxes. But the problem is, no one's teaching you how to play the game and win. Me, that's been my goal. That's been my assignment to do. So every one of you today, if you get corporate cash credit, the goal is to let this finance the business. It's free money and maintain minimum payment. Ask yourself why you're not a qualified CFO yet. The goal is simple. Tax, no tax till you're profitable, and that's the way it works. You can become a CFO. See, I want your personal life to be a break even. So goal for personal life is to break even, balance the score, don't screw it up anymore, and to be the CFO. Simple. That's the goal. And from there, we stop bringing the pain home. We program our brains into millionaire, and we balance that. If you can do your part, that's all you got to do. Sometimes it's not easy. The rules are simple. Don't jack it up. Don't apply. That's not hard to do. But again, we look at basically the SS4 form, line 10, right in front of you. You can all download one of these too. It says banking and credit purposes. And that's what it says. The IRS public record. So if we do this correctly, corporations don't pay tax till they're profitable. The corporate credit life is simple. And the reason it's called a credit life is because the corporation's a legal what? Person. I want the same 10 credit cards for the corp in each division. That way it can become $1 million of credit. And that's the goal, daisy chaining the credit. So what we look at is, hey, corporate credit's not taxable. We can become a CFO. We can stop bringing the pain home. Not legal or accounting advice, legal, it's public record. So we all can be millionaire corporations as long as you maintain the rules. The goal is simple. Divisions and corporations both get cash credit. And that's how you multiply to finance any type of business. Being a CFO. 89 ways how to use a division. 89 ways. So again, I'm going to tell you again and again, cats what? Have 9 lives. What do I want you to have? I want you to have as many lives as you need to under the divisions called corporation structure, corporate umbrella. Second chance. I don't want you bringing the pain home because as a kid, that's all I had. Simple. So how many days are left? Let's count down right now. We got 139 days left to work on the credit, corp and divisions filed now, because we need to basically say 2022 and 2023. Boot camp is coming up. I do them every 3 months. All right, basically it's going to be September 23rd, 24th, 25th, online or in person. From here, the banks allow you, as long as you're the same owner, CFO now, in January, up to $150,000 of credit. By the way, that's called checkbook money. Up to $5.4 million because you have 3 divisions in a corporation. All right, and focusing on that $1 million dream, being a CFO. So the goal is like Gerald here. Gerald's no different than any of you, and he's right here. Okay, there's John, no Randy. They were taught in level 2 how to take $1,000 and leverage it to 1.125 million. See, money becomes a product. All right, credit's a product. So borrow money is not taxable. Again, our goal is to listen, learn, and follow through so we can get to the American dream. All cash applications require a CFO. Bottom line, you might want to do real estate, franchise, leveraging money, profit sharing. But a division is known as a bucket of money. All right, I wrote it in my book called Bucket of Money. Now, here's my biggest silly thing, or I don't know, how do you say it? This is what people do wrong. I don't get it. See, they invest their personal credit cards or money that's been taxable into a business. They jack everything up, hoping it goes good. It doesn't. They get their assets kicked, and they get stuck. And then they can't basically what? They can't write off diddly squat. If we use corporate credit, we get to write off the interest rate in the credit card. We get to finance that opportunity, that business thing. If we win, we can absorb the taxation most of the time. If we lose, we get to write it off. So using the right money would make more sense. What do you think? But again, when you do retire, your bills don't go away, but usually your 401k does. So if you don't have the Millionaires Founders Kit that I wrote, all right, and it was on the at the Bonaventure for 32 years, you might want to do it today because I'm giving a 50% discount. 12 books and CDs and gives you the full blueprint. And then you play with me in the classes as well. And you zell. And we ship it right away. So what we have to think about is this. If we stand up in a room and go basically SSN, quack, quack, or ducks, SS4, doesn't pay tax or we're profitable. We could learn to play by playing by the rules, and we could learn to win. Isn't that the ultimate goal? It's kind of like money. Every time I watch people do things with money, it's like when I get invited to these, escrow companies, or they get invited to these loan brokers and all the blah, 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 and people selling real estate. They're all biggest complainers they're paying too much tax. My question is, why don't you have a division of you? See, here's the thing. If I write you a check for $1 million, hypothetically, and you bank it in your personal bank account, you only get to keep $375. Because no one thinks about that, but I do. From there, if you put it in a corporation, there's no tax due until you're profitable. And you're allowed all the accounts you can set up. See, you could be winning the battle like all the rich and famous people do. But that's step number 8 today. It's like the Marys of the world. Mary's a great person, but her biggest thing is she fell through the rabbit hole giving $10,000 to her CPA and attorney while they sit there going, beep, 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 and about it. And what happened next? She did a restaurant. Always wanted to. Good credit, 800 score. Everything going good in the restaurant? Good. She used $98,000 of her personal credit. She dropped her 800 score down to a 591. And then the restaurant failed, filed bankruptcy, and she has a corporation. Because she has a corporation, they went after her. She's the officer. Just like they would do to you. If you don't have divisions, like I told Mary to do, reality is you're going to bring the pain home no matter what I say or do. So again, CFO. I mean, think of your banks and grocery stores in your cities in your face. Come on. All right? If a division screws up, you have other lives to play with, so you don't bring the pain to the corporate to you. That would make sense. I don't understand why people don't know how to play. But then, they buy these books, protect your assets, do this or hide that, or, bulletproof. I love that guy. He's an idiot. Would I say that out loud? I've never met someone so stupid in my life. But he sold a book. See, you can become a CFO. You could learn to play to stop bringing the pain home. So, banks, grocery stores, Sam's Club, they use a branch number, a tax ID, and they use a subsidiary. And I'm trying to convince you to use tax IDs and divisions. Step number 9, so you don't bring the pain home. Cities file bankruptcy. And what happened next after the cities file bankruptcy? Everybody sits there doing nothing. Ray Reynolds, the Credit Hour. How can I help you? Okay. Oh, well, that's nice. Okay. No, Saturday nobody helped me. Well, it's not like the old days. All right? When you got 22 million clients, you make a millionaire. You say, hey, I got this, I need someone to do this or that for me. Hey, well, jump on it. All right? Because they know that I was the one that helped them get there. Yeah, nobody did, so what can you say? Well, at the end of the month and the beginning of the month, I've got millions going all over the place. When you get a check for $64,000, I mean, it's like a kick in the assets. So, well, I don't know why you're asking. Everything going good for you? Yeah? All right, you didn't jack up the cards, right? Because right now you're at $110,000 of credit to the corp, and it only got you $50 to the personal. Okay. All right, keep following through. All right, yeah, I'll keep praying for people to help me when I ask for help too. All right, we'll see what happens to that. For some reason, it's not like the old days. Oh, well. What happens if I ever close my doors? Then I don't know. I guess they'll have to help themselves. That didn't work before, right? Oh, well. All right, thanks for calling. Bye-bye. See, it's like cities. It's amazing. I went to the federal building in Santa Ana on 4th Street when they wanted to blame, Robert Sitcron for the bankruptcy for Orange County. I want to know exactly how they got away with it. That's how I look at it. How does a city, part of the system, file bankruptcy? Oh, well, the city pledged their assets to the states to the federal government. So they already leveraged themselves to make sure they always win. And then the reality is the United States of America Incorporated, very simple, has 50 corporations called states. Then the state set of corporations called cities. See, they planned the problem. They even invented a Chapter 9 bankruptcy under the federal protection. It's all public record, but you tend to bring the pain home. I think that kind of sucks. Apple files bankruptcy in 97. They said Bill Gates was the richest guy on the planet. Not true. One of the richest people in the United States, maybe. But he had $94 billion. Do you know what he got indicted 4 times for running monopoly? But he did write a check for Apple for $150 million on the line of credit. Why? See, borrow money is not taxable. So he even let them pay the payment on the money he loaned them in that fund, and they all wrote it off. Now they're trillions of dollars. kind of fun too. Ultimate goal, you got to look at your SSN SS4. You have to understand something today. Did you know shit is going to happen again and again and again? Happens to all of us. I mean, come on, in California, Geico closed their offices on Friday, the whole state. Okay, the whole state. The little gecko guy. And Warren Buffett owns that. All right? So I guess they don't want to play in California anymore. They want to sell it. This, I guess, over the phone now. But again, we got to readjust and we got to make sure we protect our assets. So when you don't Google and you don't look at bankruptcy, you got a choice. This is where you have to man up or woman up. You have to make an intelligent decision. The next time blank hits the fan, will it be you and your SSN and your family? Be the duck. All right, when they sue you, better duck. Or are you going to be a corporation or tax ID or division? Which is going to be? So you got to learn to play. This is serious time. This is why you get to play with the big boys and girls. Step 10. Cats have how many lives? How many lives you want to have? If you don't set up your divisions now, the bottom line is you need them set up to basically do one thing. So January, you can get some checkbook money too. But again, setting up the foundation is the key. Second chance. Getting stuck? No! Bottom line is you don't have to juggle anymore. Now, it's like the system. It's like it's always wanting people to fail. More than 6 inquiries, automatic denial. Well, that's not nice. Well, I'm an affiliate. All right, to creditors, 119 of them. I get to do a peekaboo. All right, so if you have a corporation and you want me to build your credit, what you might want to do is have me analyze you right away. But the bottom line is very simple. I'll build you the corporate credit, but I'm still going to have to look at you and rebuild you too. All right, because you got to be a qualified CFO. And remember, we're going to always assign you to a sales specialist. From here, you got a program called Program B. This is why you need me to build your credit for you, the corporation, and get the division set up, and to make sure if they sue it, they don't sue you. You see, it's like when they say, you can't hide an asset. That's right, so I have to protect it before someone sues you. All right, because they're going to take it away. You can stop bringing the pain home. Here's a starter package. Rebuild the credit, Rapper Rescore, $750, become the CFO, learn. Articles are free. Also has tax ID set up on level 1. See, the average corp right now this morning was $1,620. Okay, by the time they're all done. But the articles are free. But the next thing is I give a package for $1,000, and on top of that I guarantee you $5,000 in credit back to you. 5 times your money back as you learn to become CFO. Here's million in the making, $1,999, and you get $25,000, 13 times your money back. Again, all right, that way you learn. You get stuck with me for 3 months. Kind of fun. You Zelle, bank transfer, deposit, or talk to your specialist. Simple. Because if they're not bugging you, you better bug them every couple of weeks. I want them in check. So always remember, all right, I'm the only one 6 days a week, live and in person, all right, online or in person, trying to help people learn to play by the rules. Every Wednesday and Saturday, you got a level 1 in setup for 90 days, 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. See, you got to run your race. You got to beat your doubt. Sometimes you have to get out of your own way. Step 11 today. So as we play, getting past go, not hard. This is just some of the goodies I've obtained over the years. Okay, mansion in the harbor, God's gift, because everything's a gift from God. All right, the Ray Reynolds University on the yachts and the race boats, helicopters, Lamborghinis, and buildings. All right, and all the goodies from the corporation as well. Now, I need you to be serious about changing your driver's license. They're following you home and shooting people. They're killing people. This world's going crazier. So your goal is simple. Your driver's license should say P.O. Box, mailing address. I've been teaching and preaching that for 44 years. Ray's rules. You look at the Driver's Privacy Protection Act, and then you basically look at step 12. All right, stop bringing the pain home. And it's like when you buy your car. I think the way you do things are wrong. Sorry, don't take offense. You go to the dealership, they sweat you for 5 hours. You lose 5,000 plus, you get 9 inquiries. I don't understand. As smart as you are, why did you let them do that to you? But again, the goal is when you fill out that piece of paper next to your signature, you can write, this allows 1 inquiry and take a picture. See, you can control that versus them controlling you. But again, that's only step 13. The ultimate goal, not to bring the pain home. Car. I don't have a car. I have keys to cars that I get to drive. See, a car should be fleet price, tax ID division. My car, if I had one, I couldn't write it off. Neither could you. But again, it's simple. It doesn't show up on personal credit reports. I don't have to worry about gap insurance. It's a corporate write-off, and I become a CFO. Isn't that fun? Why would I want to use and be a duck? Hey, all I know is I get social media always interrupting what I'm watching, and it's always talking about, have you been in an accident? Or the great attorneys on TV or the billboards. There's a bumpity every 22 seconds. The car register owner being you, you're a duck. If it's the division, they get diddly squat. I like diddly squat, don't you? But you got step 14 now. We get to play and plan the problem and not bring the pain home. How many divisions can you have? Because a cat has 9 lives. So can a corporation. Again, here's a second chance. Never to bring that pain home. Corporations and real estate, every piece of property should be in a division. You never know who's going to slip and fall and sue you. Your paycheck should be offset by your house payment. I mean, it's like Amazon's their first $10 billion. They pay no tax. Nike doesn't pay tax. UPS doesn't pay tax. I can go on and on. But again, it's a choice to learn how to play the game. Because that's what it is. Business is a game, winning the game of business. There's no loophole. They're doing what they're allowed to do. I mean, come on, look at this guy. This is the 3rd time he basically wants to buy a company and value whatever. He gets them all excited, and then he says no, and then they have to discount. Eventually, he's got on Twitter anyway, because that's how he plays. He does have a spaceship, but he's not the richest guy on the planet. He never has been. This guy's got a spaceship. The other guy's got a spaceship. Hell, you want your spaceship too? All right, which planet you want to go to? Mars or Venus or Uranus? All right, or we want to go to the moon? Simple. So your choice is very simple. This guy here owns Geico. They shut their offices because they want to save money. Understand something? When he does that, he gets a tax credit. Okay? It's simple. Corporations pay tax when they're profitable. If they create a line of credit, they offset their taxes. So the credit hour, simple, 6 days a week with me. They nickname me the Godfather Credit too. 6 days a week. All right? Live. Oh, wow. We get to hear things again and again and get it right and go to class too. It's like my specialty classes. I have 8 of them. And there's a class every Saturday at 2:30 in the afternoon. Real estate, leveraging money. All right, division. All right, how many divisions do you want again? They need to be filed right away. Simple. Now, in divisions, I like to file them in California if you're in another state. Why? I want you to have a satellite office. Plus, based on the way I made the agreement with the state of California, I can file them. You don't have to qualify. Isn't that great? Plus, if you want to use my address, I'll let you. Isn't that fun? But it's a choice. Divisions are your line of what? Defense. Division, we had Dun & Bradstreet class, we got stock care class, we got daisy chaining, we got nonprofit we had last week. This coming Saturday, it's called tax balancing at 2:30 in the afternoon. So why didn't credit repair work? Because there's no magic wand. You got to own up to your debt. Credit rebuilding works because it's the truth. So we can take you and put you in a class to rebuild and teach you the rules and tools, or I can do it for you in our team and get you a 750 score. Guaranteed. Here's the do-it-yourself. Every Saturday, 8 o'clock in the morning, Pacific Standard Time, all right, is a class for the people to get into this program. We had like 100 people trying to get in and they didn't pay for anything. All right, bonus, $500 card back because it's $4.99. You get the book, you get me. Simple. From there, if I do the rapid rescore, all right, here it is, guaranteed 750. We do the work. We give you 1,000 card to reimburse yourself. Simple. I like that. That's step 15. What is a specialist for? Hold your hand. What is your goal if you have a corporation? Let me analyze, let me build you, let me see what needs to be done. Yeah, all right, analyzation's no problem. I like to analyze usually within 10 working days. Right now I've been analyzing people left and right. All right, just because I want to see what it is so they know as fast as possible. Again, rebuilding the credit divisions and all that to stop bringing the pain home. Starter package, $1,000. The average person wastes $1,000 a month. Here's a program that'll get you $750, rebuild your life, get you the articles, also tax ID, set up level 1, All right, Wednesday and Saturday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Plus, you get $5,000 back to you. Now, what excuse would you have? Okay, there's no excuses. All right, the bottom line is it's like millionaire in the making. $1,999, and you get all the goodies and $25,000 of credit back to you. 13 times your money back. Again, average corpus $1,600, piece of paper, but you could have got that for free. And it's always a Zelle, bank transfer, deposit, or wire, or talk to your specialist, because they should be bugging you every week or two as we play the game. Run your life through a corporate in conjunction. That's what I would tell you to do. But you got to do what you want. It's up to you. Step 16. So if we play by the rules and we learn to play, we could win like pay tax or buy a Lamborghini. See, your paycheck is taxable income, right? That means you get the leftover and you pay the payment, gas, registration, insurance. And the reality is you could say no and drive a company car like I do and write it all off. That's step 17. So if we play the game correctly, we could win as we do this. It's like, let's look at an SS4 form today. SS4 is very simple. Line 10 is banking and credit purposes. Banking and credit purposes. And that's the goal. So that means all the corporate credit is free money. You should download a form to verify I'm telling you the truth. IRS.gov. Download an SS4 form. All right, step 18 today. Simple. To stop bringing the pain home. So as we play, all right, I look at something like the United States of America Incorporated, because we the people have the right to do this. So we look at the line of defense. That's why they set up 50 corps. Sorry, states. States set up corps for cities. And they have the line of defense, so when they file bankruptcy in 11 cities, they just wipe out the debt and stay in business. So the goal is we have to understand how they play. And that's what I like to do. We, the people, our constitutional right to incorporate. And that's been the goal all along. Now, when Nixon took the gold standard out, every woman at the hospital, literally, they're leaving their babies, federally mandated world or United States wide, they have to sign an SSN form for the baby. Is the baby going to get a job? They have to bond the baby and print some more money. Baby can't go in that stroller, the car seat can't go home unless mama signs the SSN form. See, it's like when you buy a house, there's rules and tools. All right, escrow, close, homestead, trust. If your house is not in a trust and you die, second in probate, your family got diddly squat. If they sue you while you're alive, they take it away. So if you don't plan the problem, they're going to kick your ass. You fix up a property, what happens? You hire the contractor. The contractor hires a subcontractor that stands outside Home Depot. And when they slip, fall, and cut corners, they sue you, and then they take everything you got. Planning the problem, doing it under divisions, they get diddly squat. I like diddly squat. Well, why not? Tell me, come on, you should have an irrevocable trust. But do what you want. It's up to you. That's step number 19, by the way. So we don't have to bring the pain home. So fixing up a property, think about it. Having people going, I don't want to pay tax. I don't get it. When you can play by the rules, why would you play peekaboo with the IRS making a mess? You can go to irs.gov, download a form called 656 433 A and B, and you can find out right now how to solve a problem, get yourself back in the system. You don't have to bring the pain home. You never had to. All right? Basically, it's your choice. Your choice is very simple to learn to play the game, and basically step 20, learn to win. So let's think. I want to buy things at wholesale price. I want to fix up a property. I want a division, because I'm allowed as a division to save 70%. Plus, I don't have to pay a bill for 30 to 60, 90 days anyway. So escrow can close the debt. They can pay it off for me when I close escrow. Wow. By the way, I'm the original OPM, by the way, other people's money. So what happens is now you got $200,000 left over. What's the biggest problem with consumers? They act like they're rich and they waste it away and they're broke again. They create their own roller coaster, up and down, up and down, up and down. If they learn Ray's rules, leveraging money, borrow money is not taxable, all right? Line of defense, they never bring the pain home again. Step 21 called blackjack. So as we play the game, we can learn to be that CFO. I was so proud of myself once in my life. Amazing. My building, 22,000 square feet, 22 million people getting millionaire, billionaires, changing the world. why I had to go into a coma the year 2009. This was my office, 22,000 square feet, doing up to $1 million a day. Helping people, that was my goal. That was my dream. Okay? Becoming a CFO. They learn to play. Bottom line is, all right, we got to get some checkbook money because we get to write it all off, and we can get up to 5.4 million starting 2023. But again, we still need a corp in 3 divisions to accomplish that goal. Your setup's the key to everything there. If they can learn to leverage money like I taught them, so could you. Borrow money's not taxable. So our goal is to stop bringing the pain home, become a certified CFO, and reprogram ourselves into millionaire. If your corp is sued, I'm sorry, they're going to sue you. Line of defense divisions like banks and grocery stores do in cities. You can learn the 3-step, disconnect, isolate, incorporate. You can learn the fact that you don't have to bring the pain home if you do it my way. But again, that's a tax ID in a division because you can have as many divisions as you want to, step 22. But again, stopping the pain from coming home, you got to ask yourself a question, what are you willing to lose? Family, no. Corp, no. Division or cheap. We play chess today, we're both going to lose or we're both going to win. How about we both get checkmate? Called division, step 23. Ultimate goal. So from here, you give referrals, we give you 10% back. From there, it's simple. You can make up to $1,000 a day. Well, again, credit hours 6 days a week, every Saturday as well. All right, you get to play, and it's always live with me. Lamborghini, one of my favorite cars. So again, it's called Reaching the Dream, Think to be the Impossible. All right, and it's called Ray's Rules, Making People into Millionaires. Corporation in 3 divisions. But again, you have to be a certified CFO. Choices are simple. Every Wednesday and Saturday, all right, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, set up in level 1. Then there's level 2 and level 3 after that too. Ultimate goal is simple. Never, never have joint credit. Buy a house, escrow, close, homestead, trust. Or what do we do as a corporation? Simple. We create a line of defense for real estate division, all right, franchise division, all right, current business and line of defense. And then we use Ray's Rules, getting that corporate bonus, cash credit, and finance the American dream, and writing it all off as we try. If a division messes up, we get another one. The bottom line is getting to there is hard sometimes to do. But the ultimate goal is step 24, all right, is to become a certified CFO. Cats have 9 lives. I want you to have as many as you want and get your second chance. Never bring the pain home again because you don't have to juggle once you get past all that. How many days we have left this year? 139 days. Your divisions need to be set up now, so is your corporation. It's simple. Boot camp's coming up September 23rd, 24th, 25th, live in person or online. From there, your specialist should hold your hand every step of the way because credit rebuilding works, but credit repair is a fraud. So again, you can go to a class and be taught by me personally how to do it yourself, or you can have us do it for you and guarantee you $750. The do it yourself is $499, $500 card back to you every Saturday, 8 a.m., 90 days, and you get the book too. And you're stuck with me. If I do the rapid rescore, we guarantee the $750. We charge you $1,000, $999. You get a $1,000 card back, and it's guaranteed. If you have the corporation, you have one or don't, we'll rebuild it anyway, getting credit for you in divisions. So that way the pain doesn't come home anymore. Starter package, rebuild credit, $750. Articles, also has tax ID, set up in level 1 every Wednesday and Saturday, $1,000. Rebuilding your life, and you get 5 times back. Mia here got $14,000. All right, simple. She had to pay the difference, but then she said she paid the difference. But our system shows she got $14,000, not $11,000. Something's wrong there. So I have to do research some on that too. All right, so the bottom line is simple. Starter package. Millionaire in the Making workshop, and you get $25,000 for $1,999, 13 times money back to you. And all you have to do is Zelle, bank transfer, deposit, or wire, or talk to a specialist. Sign me up. See, everybody has the right under the basically we the people. It's our constitutional right, all right, to basically have a corporation worth $1 million plus. If banks and grocery stores can do this, so can you. Cities as well. So your ultimate goal at the end of the day is very simple. Stop bringing the pain home. All right, become that certified CFO. It's not easy sometimes, balancing the debt, reprogramming you into millionaire. All I know at the end of the day, no matter what happens with me, I get on my knees, I pray, I ask for peace. I ask for basically God to show me my way. And that's all I have. That's the only father I've ever had in my life. So we stay safe, we stay strong, we do our best. Jesus does the rest. Amen to that too. Ultimate goal, step 25 today is call that number 800-510-3338. Talk to a specialist, get into the program right away, and let me start holding your hand 6 days a week. So the bottom line is we do our best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. And we never forget at the end of the day, God loves us all.
Baby. So your image stayed there frozen.
Huh?
Your image stays there frozen.
It's not supposed to. So am I frozen?
There's a little, oh.
No, you're still alive here.
Oh.